What is up, ninjas? My name is Sam World, and you know what time it is, guys. The brand new pack is out called Destinations, inspired by the big room, modern big room, future room, bass house, whatever you want to call it, sound of Stamped, with artists like Blinder, Seth Hills, Julian Jordan, etc. Really inspiring us for the Soundset, and a lot of you guys were asking for it as well. Now for this pack, guys, I've collabed with the Producer School, which is another YouTube channel which also makes who also make a lot of great sound sets as well as tutorials for you guys in FL Studio. So make sure to check them out. With that being said, guys, let's get straight into this. Now, the first thing we're going to have here, guys, is obviously the Serum soundbank, and a lot of you guys know me for that. And in all honesty, I should just be making soundbanks, but as always, I like to spice things up. So I've also gone ahead and made a bunch of samples for you guys with the Producer School. Now, since a lot of these guys are utilizing more one-shots, like synth shots and bass shots, there's also going to be a total of 30 synth shots and 20 bass shots for you guys to use. And then I believe it's 125 Serum presets. So today we're going to be going over some, just giving you guys a little snippet of the pack. On the website, you will also be able to preview the project files that come with this pack for you guys to utilize. You're going to have them for Ableton and FL. Now, with that being said, guys, let's get straight into this. So we're going to start things off, obviously, with a very standard bass, but it's a very fundamental bass that a lot of you guys have heard in a lot of Stamped big room stuff. Now, with a lot of the presets, there are going to be mods, and the mods are just there for you guys to kind of mess with them. Essentially, you can see it as variations for sounds. For instance, this FM power is giving it a little bit more upper harmonics, a bit more mids, as we essentially route this sine into this other sine and utilize FM in order to give it a bit more upper harmonics. We can also push it harder, and then we can also make it punch, which in that instance, it sounds sort of like an 808 if you hold on long enough. Now, there is another sound in here that I like, and it's called Back to the Future, which has this sort of future house vibe to it, but just a little bit dirtier. Yeah, the volume just went crazy up right now because there's a lot of harmonics to this guy. Of course, utilizing a bit of FM with that, but we can turn that into a wub, put the rest up. We can change the FM ratio, so it sounds a little darker, more meatier down there, or you can spike it all the way up. So this is one of my favorite sounds from the pack, and it's going to be one of the first ones you guys see. And then, of course, it's a cutoff, which sounds a little bit like metal, hitting metal Transformers style. But that's one of my favorite bass sounds from the pack. We are going to have a couple of wubs here and there. We got the Candy Shop here, which is a good bouncy bass. Okay, we do have some no punch on it, and obviously you can bring the cutoff up on it. Now, a lot of these bass lines like so are just staples in the pack, in all honesty. These are things you need. You might have other sound banks that have these presets, but again, they're there just in case you want a little bit of something different. As we move along the pack, we have one called Cyber Future. Take it any way you want. So with these, again, mod wheels, best friends, especially if you want to create more complex stuff that changes over time in these kind of tracks. Of course, you know, with these kind of sounds, which are kind of sequences, you can always add a bit of portamento at the bottom right. All right, so we're going to kind of lower this down and do a lot of really cool stuff. Automate. Move it. It's really cool stuff to do, which not a lot of people do, by the way. But again, a lot of the effects you'll find in the pack are also made that way. I like to make the sounds in Serum. I'll put mods on the things I want to modulate, like let's say 3 or 4 things. And then I just modulate the mod wheel instead of modulating 4 things at the same time. From here, we have another one called Dawn. Of course, you know what's it all about. Make it wide. Change the wave. Retrig it. Okay, you guys get the idea here with these mods, and this one's called Dawn. So obviously this one's more of a hitting kind of layer for your bass, especially with this kind of stuff. Here we have another one called Don't Look Back. We do have this mod called Future. More of those knock basses. You're gonna find a lot of those. So you can definitely turn this mono if you don't like it in stereo. Comb action on it. Yeah. I love those kind of sounds. You know, the Reese is live. That's all you need on the break, guys. A Reese and a badass vocal and some drums, I think. That's always been my like philosophy when it comes to it. All right. Here's a bass called Formant, utilizing an LFO that gives it a little change over time, so it sounds like someone's getting essentially hit in the stomach. Here we have one called Karma. I like the way that one sounds. If you can pull it off with that chorus, props to you. I really like the sound. I was thinking about making a song with it, just like that. I find that really catchy, utilizing that +7, which is pretty cool. That's my shitty playing. You definitely want to use an ARP MIDI for that. I think we could definitely put a little bit more distortion afterwards if you can, with a little bit of processing to get it to sound like the Juan Jordan one. I don't want to get copyrighted, that's why. That's the Juan Jordan version, okay? It's good enough because Julian didn't give us the right preset. Here's another. It's just like a respace. Some Reese bass lines, guys. Okay, so those are going to be some of the basses. I really like Viper too, but I don't want to show more because there's just so much to discover. And now moving on to the leads, guys. Excuse my bad improv skills. Of course, you got the standard big room saws. I think the first few are going to be like kind of cool layers. Yeah, I don't know. That sounds like me after I've had a couple of drinks and I'm just hitting the cans together to flex how much I drank. Next lead we have is called Darkness, which is more of a bass house kind of lead, but deep in my heart, I know this can act as a layer with those damn big room super saws. Okay, we can play it a little bit low. I really like the way that sounds. You just have to get rid of the low end, EQ that out so that it works really well. Here we have Lead Destrite. This is the producer school. I think they made this one, which is just a flute. It's had a bit of distortion. Oh Lord, my ears. Next one we call this Elefante. Now, this one's unique in the sense that we're using oscillator B really down an octave just to create the nastiness in that lead. If we get rid of it, sounds too clean. Don Diablo's in the house. Now, Seth Hills is in the house. It's really cool. We utilize it a lot as a synth one-shot. And then there's a mod here called Yo Puss. You get the idea there because you're getting rid of this because you want to sound like Don Diablo. So the next lead is called Flame, as this is going to instill all sorts of inspiration for you. I really like this sound. It sounds. Next lead is called Horses Do Fly. I think it's a little buzz. Okay, we can wave shape. The next lead is called Is This a Bass? I really like the punching. Next lead is called Lead Melodics 3. There is a total of 3, obviously, but this is my favorite one out of the bunch. The next lead is called Only True G's. I really like it. We can mess with the width on it. We can make it not have the reverb that gives it that effect. The next lead, guys, is called Progressive King. Now, at first, we wanted the pack to be a little bit for olive stamp, but then I was like, you know what, guys, I don't think we can do that. It's a little too hard. It's all over the place. There's tech house, bass house, big room, future house, future bass. So there's a lot of genres. So we decided to stick with obviously the destination theme on it, but there are some sounds in here. Like, again, you know, if you want to. All right, you can definitely jam out with that. Put a ring on it. I forgot the name of the song. Of course, your standard sauce. And there's a lot more cool leads here, guys. But of course, a lot of people want to use the plucks a little bit more, in my opinion. That's where essentially you guys are getting those nice little percussive sounds. Now, there are pads in the pack, guys, but I feel a lot of you guys don't really like pads. You guys think they're just whatever. So I'm going to move on to the plucks. Now, the plucks, the first one we have is called Atari. We do have a hot to get like a wide layer if needed, vice versa. Okay, and I feel like if we push this more, we can definitely get it to sound dirtier. Dirty. As we move along, we got Baby Goo Goo. This is my piano. Next pluck is called Beater Boy. Sounds really cool. I like that one. Let's see. What's another cool one? I like this one to layer with those shots. I feel like you can get some really cool. Again, more of a layer rather than a main kind of sound. Of course, here we have Call Me When the Beat Drops. The next pack, guys, is called Cave Drug. So I don't know why I think of Martin Garrix in a cave playing techno music with a bunch of drugs for some reason. But I really like these kind of sounds. They sound very clubby. Next plug we got is called Caramba. The next sound we have, guys, is called Pluck Metal 2. I think it sounds really cool. I don't know why I called it Metal 2. This one sounds more metal. Good layer, again, if you're trying to get your leads to sound cool. From here, lead spaceship. Yeah, that one's like a little... I think this is another pluck well-rounded, which was just meant to be like a square layer with a super saw layer, again, just for the bounce. You can make the pluck loud. Two. Okay, but again, it was more for bounce. More bounce stuff, as you guys know. The last Serum sound I'll show, guys, is called PL. You know what is what. You know what is what, and you don't know what is what. It's a house. What the? Yeah, you can. I think you guys get it. I really like the kind of vibes on that. That's just dirty, man. That's dirty. Okay, guys, and that's gonna be the Serum soundbank. Now, of course, we do have sample pack, which I'm about to show you guys. Now, the sample pack is going to look something like this. We're going to have the noises and presets for, again, the destination pack. So this is what you're going to install in your Serum presets in order for the presets to run good. We're going to have the project files, Ableton and FL Studio. And, of course, we're going to have the sample pack. The first one we got is like bass shots. They're all going to be labeled, and they have been like kind of heavily processed already. So that's good. Of course, we're going to have drum loops. Of course, the festival claps and whatnot. Kicks. The good thing about making a pack and making it super niche like this is the fact that we can make kicks that fucking fit for the kind of music you're making. So obviously we're not going to put like progressive house kicks and like psytrance kicks. So they're all going to make sense when you utilize them in your songs. Of course, long drum fills. So it makes me want to shake my butt. All right, and we are going to have the short ones. Okay, pretty cool stuff there. Just like kind of like the standard stuff that you guys want to use. I've made videos how to make drum fills, by the way, guys. So I suggest you make your own. These are more for like placeholders, but you can definitely use them if they fit. It's just for me, it makes more sense to be like a placeholder. So these are obviously ambiances that you can use in the breaks. Ambulance, baby. We're gonna have downlifters. And I did talk to the producer school about this, and I was like, do you guys use like crazy downlifters, or you guys just go with white noise? They're like, we use just a lot of white noise, and I'm like, all right, you make my life easier. So there's a lot of noise-based downlifters. And of course, we got the impacts. Reverse synths for the lazy man, even though I feel like you guys should be making these yourself, but they are there. You know, I get lazy here and there as well, so these are good for that. The next thing we have, guys, are called grooves. TPS, that's what they named this, and I just added to it as well, but these are theirs. Then I made a couple of techno ones. These techno ones are really cool, and I thought, you know what, people could use them, and I've made them for previous packs as well. Okay, then of course we have the refills. So these are pretty cool. Honestly, they take a long time to make, but I hope that you guys can utilize them in any way just to kind of save you a little bit of time. But again, I did make videos on this if you guys want to learn how to make them yourself on the approach that I took to make these here. Okay. From there, guys, we are going to have the synth shots. It's going to be a total of 30. So as you guys can see, that's where you're going to find a lot of those percussive hits. And again, I think those should be sampled a lot better. But what you guys can do as well is usually the reason behind those kind of sounds is just to grab like a sine wave or like a sine perk, and then you process it. And sine perks will usually have a key to it. So you can process those to give them more life and to make your own version of the Seth Hills, Julian Jordan, you know, kind of plucks that they tend to use in their tracks. It's a really cool way to go about it, but that's how those were made. And of course, guys, the last thing I'll end this video with of the overview of the pack is with my cringy vocals, which I feel are getting a little better, but you guys can check them out.
Drop that beat. I got 99 problems, but a bitch ain't one. You'll see your homie over here rocking it up. Back it up. Bang your motherfucking head side to side, up and down.
Back once again for that motherfucking bass drop.
Balance. Bring that shit down to the motherfucking floor. Damn, son.
I actually made that one with Alter Boy, by the way, because I know there's a couple like that. I've heard it before.
Dirty. Don't stop. Don't stop now. Drop it down low.
Drop it down low till you can't no more. A lot of drop.
Drop that fucking bass down low when the crowd go.
Fuck that.
Fuck that.
Get jiggy with it. Hold up. Wait a minute. Oh,
I
yeah.
can take you there.
That's me, by the way.
I can take you there. All right. I can take you there.
I don't know. I thought that sounded really catchy, by the way. And again, it's all done with Alter Boy, guys. But a lot of people are telling me to use Manipulator. As you can tell, those vocals right there, especially the very melodic ones, aren't super clean. And that's due to Alter Boy, so I do have to use a bit of reverb to mask the dirtiness. But again, I feel like you can still make it work. But yeah, there's a lot of those that you guys can check out.
Thug style.
We be
balling up in here, got no problems on my mind.
Work your body. Yeah, that's the shit right there. Yo, bring that heat back.
So there's a lot of vocals. I think there's like 40 of them, guys. So I hope that you guys can find use for them. For some weird reason, I still keep hearing myself on Spotify. So I know whoever's buying and supporting these packs are definitely releasing bangers and getting fucking plays. So yeah, it's always a bit cringy when I hear myself going like, damn, this track is sick. And then I hear my voice come out of nowhere. But again, guys, I do appreciate the support a lot. I hope that you enjoyed what you guys heard, and if you find that you can use this pack for your own productions, you can support me at evilsounds.com. This is the best way to do it, guys. And as always, you guys take care. Thank you guys for checking this overview out, and I'll catch you guys next time for another video. Peace out, and all the best.